tend to forget quickly. But let me remind you that experts had warned us that if we did not take bold actions, we would have approximately 1 million infections in Kenya today and 150,000 deaths. Other models had actually predicted even worse. In this regard, between protecting the economy and losing an average of 2,000 people daily, as per those projections, we, as a government, chose life over economy. The logic here, and has been for the last 1 year, was that you can always revive an economy, but you cannot revive a lost life. If you take care of the people, they will take care eventually and revive our economy. Last year, fellow Kenyans, the Kenyan economy was projected to grow by 6.2%, but it only grew by 0.6% because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This, fellow Kenyans, translates to a loss of approximately 560 billion Kenya shillings of GDP arising from the resultant economic downturn. And this is the price we had to pay in 2020 for the bold decisions that we made to contain this economic freefall. The profit we made as a nation from this swift action was the prevention of an average of 2,000 deaths per day and 1 million infections by Christmas of 2020. The opportunity cost of saving these lives was therefore the foregoing of Kenya shillings 560 billion of GDP in order to preserve life. And I personally believe that it was worth every single cent. In fact, data the world over indicates that our 0.6% growth rate and loss in GDP was an acceptable economic reality under COVID. If our economy grew by plus 0.6%, the global economy declined to negative 3.5%. That of the euro area alone, which is our main trading partner, shrunk to negative 7.2%, and the United Kingdom shrunk by negative 10%. And most of sub-Saharan African economies also shrunk by 2.6%. This means that economies around the world shrunk, but Kenya did not, despite our major sacrifices. Fellow Kenyans, further projections indicate that in spite of the COVID plunge, our economy is likely to bounce back and grow by approximately 7% in the year 2021. If we had not made the bold decisions of 2020, as is projected, our economy would in 2021 have contracted by 15%. Fellow Kenyans, the issue before us this Friday, the 12th of March 2021, is that of degrees of de-escalation. How much of the country should we open up, and how much should we keep shut? More so given that the new COVID strain from Britain, Brazil, and South Africa, and also because of what is happening in our neighborhood. And because in the past, our policy decisions have been guided by science, data, and evidence, we will continue to be guided by the scientific evidence. Empirical evidence over the last 1 year shows us that when we escalate measures, levels of community infections and positivity rates go down. When we escalated measures in July of 2020, The positivity rate fell from 13% in June to 4% in September. And when we relaxed the measures in September of 2020, the positivity rate rose to its highest in November 2020 to a level of 19%. If decision-making follows data and sound policy actions speak to science, what does this pattern tell us? In January of this year, the positivity rate was at 2%, partly because of civic duty and responsibility of citizens. But by March of this year, our current month, it has climbed once again back up to 13%, and unfortunately, it is still rising.